So yo, we here in the Locksmith, man. This is like my little podcast section of the I'm here with my man Atmosphere, Slug of Atmosphere. We are here. Thank you, brother.
Hey, thank you for having me, man.
You on tour right now here in San Francisco. How's the tour been so far?
So far, it's been a lot of fun, man. We're on tour with Hebel and No Fun. Hebel's from where I live. He actually also DJs in Atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? And
nice.
So he's on stage with us, but he also plays before us. He does his own set. And then No Fun, they're from Los Angeles, super dope crew of people. It's been a very fun tour, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy because we've been on tour all year with breaks. Yeah. And so it's like it's kind of been one long tour, you know what I'm saying? And so
I noticed you kind of take a couple breaks, then you go on it's been like 3 tours so far, I feel like.
Yeah. We went out in the spring, then we went out in the summer, and now we're out in the fall, and then nice. we had like a month in between them, you know what I mean? So it's like, but that month goes by so fast, especially for me with the kids, and you know, that month goes by so fast that it just felt like the tour just never stopped.
Nice, man. I got so many questions, man. I don't want to take up all day, but you've been in the game. You've seen so many changes. You're a pioneer as far as I'm concerned. I just want to say, I want to thank you for what you do for hip hop. I mean, I first discovered you and what you guys do probably kind of late considering, but like in like 07, you know what I mean? But once I discovered and realized like what you had been doing with the underground stuff, and even, you know, working with Idea, and then you end up working with my homie Murs and all that kind of stuff. It's such a vast career. How did you start hip hop, and what gave you the idea to start Rhymesayers, like one of the most iconic independent hip hop labels, just a home for so many dope MCs and so many people? Like, your story is just, you know, it's incredible. So you just start wherever you want to start, man.
All right, that's a great, very large question. Okay, I mean, I think like most people, for me, hip hop was something that came from my childhood.
Okay.
You know, I've gone through so many different versions of how I see this and how what my relationship is to this now, because I've been doing this for so long. Mm-hmm. That when I really look back into like when I was 9, 10, 11 years old, and I'm talking like, you know, over 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I see how this was the thing that connected me with other children. This was one of the bonds, much like throwing a football around in the street.
Yeah.
Much like you know, drawing. This was another one of the things that like bonded you to other kids to start to build those early.
So you saying like how kids will go out and play football, baseball, like, hey, we gonna go out, we gonna break dance, we gonna break dance.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, graffiti. It started off with writing graffiti on the actual cardboard that we were breakdancing on.
The culture of hip hop.
Yeah. And so I think like because of that being such a prevalent part of my childhood, there was really no way for me to not be at the very least an advocate of what was going on. And so even in the early years of rhyming or Rhymesayers, I really still just seen myself as a very active advocate. You know what I mean? Like I saw this as like, I didn't really see a future for myself or a career per se, as much as I saw myself being another cog in a micro machine of trying to uplift somebody's voice, trying to get somebody, you know. And so I looked at like homies like Musab, Brother Ali, like any of these voices as being the one. Idea, he's gonna be the one, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm gonna be part of the machine that helped eventually take somebody and put them in front of lots of people, because I just wanted to have a role in bringing what I considered to be dope shit to lots of people, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I don't think any of us really, you know, when you say the starting of Rhymesayers, like to keep it so transparent, I don't run Rhymesayers. I don't think a lot of people always realize that I'm not in the office. I'm not at the meetings. I mean, I'm an artist that has a lot of involvement because I was there from the beginning. I had I put in a lot of the sweat. I put in a lot of the creativity. I put in a lot from the early stages, but I knew to only wear the hats that I could wear. And so I don't run nothing. I don't make no decisions, man. I'll run it into the ground. You know what I mean? Like I'm a flaky artist, you know, like, but I had dreams, visions, goals. And the thing that when I look back on a lot of it, I really recognize the fact that all along I don't know that my dream ever really was to be a rap star. I just wanted to be in the mix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I did it all, man. I was a breaker. I used to write graffiti. I was a DJ. You know what I'm saying? We talked about records. I collected records from forever. Ever since I was 11, I got my first record and it was a rap. I was addicted, you know what I mean, to collecting artifacts of hip hop, records, flyers, stickers,
so dope.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that just really turned into me being an adult version of that. Like I'm a promoter. Really?
I feel like, I think that's very interesting that you said that, because now that I think back to like even my early involvement with hip hop, and I'm talking about back to like the late 80s, early 90s, like hip hop was just something everybody participated in. It wasn't like, I feel like the hustle aspect of it wasn't necessary. I guess it was always there to a certain degree, but that wasn't anybody's main focus. It was like we were participating in this cultural thing. Like I remember, because when I think about hip hop, you know, a lot of people automatically equate it to the rapping, but my first participation in hip hop was breakdance.
Yep. Well, as kids, when you were young, breakdancing was like it was athletics.
Yeah.
And so you did it to see who was the first one to learn how to do that.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
I was in contests. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Bro, I was in contests and I wasn't even that good. I just had a dad. My dad seen it in me and was just like, oh, let me put him in this little break off at the mall. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I had an ill dolphin dive.
Oh, that's tight. Yeah.
Centipede.
Man, I could crab walk and kick worm, and I could do the spins, but I never spun on my head. I could barely do the helicopter, man. I was.
That's dope. So,
oh, you said something. I want to touch that.
Please.
The hustling aspect.
Yeah.
You're right, and it's amazing because it did come through later, but